Welcome to Stitch Along Friday. It's been, about a week since I've talked to you last, and hopefully I'm not echoing this time. I'm really hoping. Because last time it was difficult for everyone to get back on board. So hopefully things are good now, and I can come across really well. So let's hope that everyone who is coming here will let me know if I'm echoing again. Hopefully it was just a glitch last time. Welcome, and hopefully I'm very hopeful, as you can tell. Anyway, glad to be here myself. As you can see, Lisa's not available right now. She is still at home, but she should be coming back into the office a little later. She had she's been ill, and so she's taking it easy, and not being here this morning is one of the ways to take it easy. Good morning, Sue Donnelly. So glad that you're saying hello. Am I echoing? I hope not. I hope everything is going well for all of you. What can I say about this week? It has been actually a very nice week. We've had beautiful weather. Our business is doing well. My personal life is wonderful, so I can't complain about anything except hopefully I will be able to go on a little trip next week. So I may not be here, although I still may be here. I've got my trip set to Seattle. It's a little holiday trip. And I hope that trip goes well, and that we come back on the Coho on Thursday evening. And so I may see you on Friday morning next week, but I'm really not sure yet, but I'll let you know in the group. It looks like people are saying hello to Lisa. She's at home at the moment. Am I echoing? Anyone let me know if I'm echoing? I don't think I am, or you guys would have told me, I'm sure. Good morning. Not on the phone today, so you should be able to see my comments. Yay! Margaret, I'm pretty sure you know this already, but if you're on your phone, apparently you can see the comments if you're working with Facebook Lite, which is a different app than just regular Facebook app. So Facebook Lite, Lite, you can download it. I've got both now on my phone. So it's kind of handy because your comments will be seen and everyone will be able to read your participation. Lisa is at home right now. She's here, but she's commenting in the group. So everyone. So it isn't as much fun for me to be by myself here, but I am very grateful that we can still continue doing it, because there is a stitch along pattern coming at the end of this live stream. You should be able to see my stitch along pattern, and that will be the last one this month. It's going to be part 4, and you should be able to have it, and then we'll start part 5 in August. Sorry. We'll start the 3rd month in August, not at the end of July. That's my point. Okay, so let's see who else is here. Sue is here. Lisa is here. Hello, Lisa. Marley is here. Katrina, good morning to you both. Margaret, I said hello already. Marcia Buckingham, good morning. Just a very slight echo. Thank you. I honestly don't know what the issue is. I'm pretty sure that it is somewhere in the software, but I can't dig through the software to figure out. Let's see who else is there. Thank you, Sue. Appreciate it. Loretta says, hello, everyone, from a very hot and humid area outside of Philadelphia. 97 today. I do have to send my sincere and heartfelt condolences to anybody who has to deal with this really high heat. Apparently, the heat is going to be up around 90s on the West Coast as well this coming week. And when I'm in Seattle, it's going to be apparently the hottest day of the year so far, which is not so much fun considering downtown Seattle will be pretty hot in all of those, streets with all the streets and the concrete around. So I'm crossing my fingers. We are staying outside of downtown Seattle in a house, an Airbnb. On the other side of Lake Washington, so I'm quite happy with that because I don't have to be in the downtown, and we have air conditioning. I have to pay a little bit extra for the Airbnb for air conditioning, but I'm thrilled. Let's see. Kathy Bird, hello. I haven't seen you for a long time. Really good to see you here. Loretta, hi Lisa, good, because Lisa's at home. And Margaret hasn't, yeah, I figured you had already heard about this, but just in case. Tammy, hello, you're out shopping and it's working well, I can see. Lisa, hi Loretta, good. Karen Gross, good morning. I'm noticing that my comments keep bumping up and bumping down, so if you notice that I'm kind of at a loss sometimes, it's because I have to go scroll all the way back down because it keeps popping up to the top. Norma says, I'm actually on my way out for an appointment. I want to say hi to everyone, but I'll catch you later. Have a great weekend. And you too, Norma. Thanks for dropping in. Marty, you're here. I'm so happy. It's been such a long time, I know. And I'm really glad that you've popped by because this is about the only contact I have with people in the last few months. And I'm just thrilled to see your name. Thank you for dropping in. And hopefully you'll join us more. Okay, Vicki Fisher, good morning from El Paso. Hot yesterday, but expect a little cooler today. Okay, that sounds hopeful. Lynn Burton, good morning, Thea and everyone here. I'm using light, just a little echo, thank you. We have had a heat wave this week, reached 40 degrees, unknown for the UK, unbearable without AC for most of us that have a few fans. Cooler today, phew. Yes, I am like the UK was on the news as far as the heat was concerned. And that's how hot it must have been because we're all taking note of the fact that it's so hot there and also, of course, in southern France. We're hoping that everything works out well and that you are able to get a bit cooler today. And Donna, you're in sunny Berkeley. Yay! Good to see you again, as always. Thanks, Lynn, for the report from the UK. And it looks like you managed with your fans. And Carol Reed, everyone from Florida. Wonderful. Donna says she got her village pincushion already and is wanting me to start stitching it. I am so glad to hear that. The pincushion is, I think, over here. So I've got it behind me now as a model on the table. I am so thrilled that all of those got sent out so quickly. Thank you to Lisa, and glad that you got it. I think a whole bunch more are going to be sent out, perhaps even sooner than the first part of September, but we're not making any promises beyond September at this time. It looks like our extra materials that we're going to be needing are coming in fairly quickly, so cross my fingers we can get it to you more quickly. Let's see, what else is going on? How is everyone handling the heat, more to the point? It's not been that hot here yet. We've had 20, 22 degrees Celsius, so that is, I'm guessing, around 70, but I'm sure Lisa will be able to tell you, because she does this little calculation. I think you add the 32 and then you multiply times 2.3 or something. I'm not sure. But in any case, maybe Lisa can tell you what it's been like here, because she's very good at the weather and at math. I have, how can I say this? I have been organizing myself for a operation which is coming in August. At the beginning of August, around the 12th, I'm going to have bunion surgery, and that's going to hopefully not take too long to recover from, but usually it's around 6 weeks before you can actually walk on it. And so this is going to take some time for me to get used to, that I'm going to be laid up for a while. But boy, is it ever going to be wonderful when that is done. I've had it done on my other foot. Now it's being done on the foot that it wasn't done on before. And I know that my other foot is perfectly fine after 10, 12 years. So hopefully this operation will work as well. Loretta says, I've been staying in the air conditioning. I don't blame you. I can't imagine what it would be like to have over 100 degree weather and that you haven't got a place to at least cool off with a fan or a draft, where you have two windows and there's probably no really warm draft. I'm sorry, you get a warm draft, not a cold draft. Anyway, I do have Sue says, I haven't stepped outside for 2 days. Yeah, right? I don't blame you. I mean, at least inside you can tolerate whatever temperature you've managed to gain. Outside, it's a lot hotter, isn't it? For most people anyway. Unless you're in a condominium or a townhouse or an apartment, it can get really hot because sometimes the apartments don't have very many windows. So empathize. Lisa said, that's right, Thea. Oh, I'm right. Oh, good. It's been in the low 70s. Okay, thank you. It's going to go up a little bit at the end of this week, but we're going to be able to withstand it on the West Coast. I'm sure of it. I do have a few models that Lisa produced for me yesterday. She's been in half days and this week, which has been really good. So she's slowly getting better. Everything is moving right along. I think next week she'll be back to full time, but for now she's half time. But yesterday when she was in, she got me a whole bunch of little patterns that we have on our website that we rarely show the models for. I think this is a really good opportunity for me to do so. She's got them all labeled in bags, plastic bags. This is called the Noel ornament. And it is literally just an ornament, but it is a mini pattern. And you can find the PDFs for these mini patterns. If you go to the catalog on our website, I believe there is even mini patterns are is a category. I should have looked before, but anyway, you will be able to find them under PDFs or under mini pattern. This one's called Noel, and it actually is a beautiful little, oh, I should straighten out that heart there, and then it will look much better. Now the heart just doesn't want to be straightened out, so I think I'm going to have to deal with the heart the way it is. The heart should be, you know, like straight up and down. But anyway, these have full Greek crosses in the heart hanger section, and I think that this encompasses pretty much all of the basic heart hanger moves, including cutting, etc. This is a really lovely little pattern, and it doesn't take long, and you learn and you learn. If you do like 5 of these patterns, you will have learned all the stitches really well. So hopefully these are the kinds of patterns that you can enjoy learning with, these mini patterns. The reason they're mini is because we have brought them to you at low cost. They are just the kinds of patterns that you can just grab one of and stitch it really quickly. This is another Christmas pattern, which I think you may have seen before. Many of these patterns have been on our website before. We have decided that they are going to be on our mini pattern section in our catalog. This is another wonderful pattern. Many of these were free at one point, and they are no longer. And the reason is because we're bringing them to you, and it costs us some money to put them on our newest website. So we have to cover our costs, and that's why you're paying a moderate amount for each of these lovely little, what used to be free patterns, but are still worth every penny of the mini pattern costs. And then this one, this is one of my favorite ones. I actually did this pattern for it was a retreat, and I think they called themselves the pumpkin seed stitchers, and so I did a little name tag for everyone, and it became this cute little tree pattern. And then it is now a mini pattern on our website. Just PDFs, but still very useful. And these models give you a good idea of what they look like in real life, rather than just seeing the pictures. So those are all still back in their bags, Lisa. You'll be thrilled to know I did not take them out of their bags and leave them out of their bags. Margaret Andrew says, so I had the surgery on my right foot. Oh, yes, right. Specialist only does this kind of surgery, and he was fantastic. I had it 9 years ago, no issues. I did follow doctor's orders to a T. I'm going to too, because I did that last time. And despite me usually being a get-up-and-go person, I did stop and followed all the instructions. And yeah, I agree. One of the big instructions that I remember hearing from the surgeon about 10 years ago, Margaret, was that I was to put my foot up above my heart level for 50 minutes out of every hour. So that gave me 10 minutes per hour to do something like grab a snack, go to the washroom, or whatever. And of course, at first I followed it to the letter, but then after that, I gradually increased my time where I didn't do that. But I'm looking forward to healing from this. I've been waiting impatiently, literally, to get this done since about January. And as you can imagine, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? I finally got my surgery date about a month ago, and I'm thrilled that it's being done now so that I can move on in my life. And let's see, what else do I have here? I have more mini patterns, and you're welcome, Lisa. No. Some of the mini patterns that I have here were done by or they were actually stitched by other people. And because this was a contest type mini pattern section, we have some various different ways that people finish things. So this is the Viscor New contest series, and various different people did them. This one is, I believe, the Summer Viscor New, and look how pretty this is. The inside Greek crosses were done with a lovely gold yellow pearl cotton, and the middle of the daisies were also done with the same pearl cotton done in French knots or colonial knots. There's a lovely little bee charm in the middle, and those daisies look simply fabulous with the silk ribbon, but they can also be done with lazy daisy stitches. This one is called Summer Viscor New. It's a mini pattern. And this one is called Spring Viscor New. Now, in this case, this Spring Viscor New one was done with almost the same colors, but it is a completely different little pattern. As you can see, it's got yellow daffodils, which look adorable, and the forget-me-nots, which also happen in the spring. On the sides, you can see that there's a corner that goes down like this with a yellow Greek cross. This was a contest to see how people could interpret this pattern. And this is the bottom of it, this is the other side of it, and this was done with tulips instead of daffodils, which purple tulips just look fabulous with this whole set. And if I'm not mistaken, this one and the previous one were won by a woman called Linda, and she did some patterns for us as well, Linda Rosser. So you can find her patterns on our website under her name, I believe, because we're still selling them, and she has done some beautiful, beautiful pieces. This one is a Fall Viscor New pattern. Oh, by the way, the Spring Viscor New looks a lot smaller because she did it on a 32 count fabric. So you can see the difference in size. Here they are still in their bags, but you can see the difference in size. This one's quite a bit smaller than this one, even though they're exactly the same size pattern-wise. Then there's the Fall Viscor New, which was done in this case with beautiful fall colors. And look at the bottom that she did this, and all around the edges she's put either beads. I think it might have been no, it was beads. I could see it from here, and some hearts along the edges, and of course the acorn in the middle. So this is just yummy. The pattern does not show the exact way that these were made, because the contest basically asked people to give their interpretations of the original basic pattern. So you get their basic patterns, and you can create your own version. And this one is a mini pattern also. It's a little Viscor New, but it went along with the Christmas gazebo. And you can see there's the back and the front, and it's done as an ornament in this case. So it's not, and we don't seem to have the winter Viscor New here. Nope, but I think it's coming. Lisa's working on them all. These ones are already on the website, which is the reason that we're showing them to you, so that you can see what's on our website besides all of the things that are like regular patterns. Okay, those are all still in the same bags. And I have a few more, but they'll come next time because I know Lisa's working on some more, so we'll save those until next time. So that was that. Thank you, Lisa. In the meantime, Lisa says, good for you, Thea, for putting them back in their bags. I'm so proud of myself. It's important to keep things organized around here. There's so much detail, so many different things. I did want to just use one of the angel cards briefly, and then I have a couple of jokes, and then I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, so here's the angel cards. I am so looking forward to getting my operation done in August, and then I'm going to be stitching, mainly stitching. Hopefully I'll keep my leg way above, but I'll sort of partly sit up and do a lot of stitching. I have to get all my materials ready and my pattern as well done as I can, because the first week I won't be able to sit up and work on the pattern on my computer. Okay, so here is, I'm not looking, okay, I'm not looking. There. You have a big heart. And that is today's angel card. I think realizing that we all have big hearts because we're all so kind and generous I think at the root of us, we are like this. There's only things that happen afterwards that maybe, stop that once in a while. So get down into the roots of your generosity and your kindness, and you'll find you have as big a heart as anyone in the world. Okay, and I found a few jokes, which a friend of mine sends these to me once in a while. And I don't know about you, but I love jokes. One of my favorite ones was this one. I'm on 2 diets. I wasn't getting enough food on one. That kind of appeals to me because guess what? I'm almost always on some kind of diet, trying my best to outwit my thyroid, or my lack of thyroid, which doesn't always work, but that's okay. I just love all these diet jokes. And here's another diet joke. I put my scale in the bathroom corner, and that's where the little liar will stay until it apologizes. Put it in the corner. And this is a little I don't know, mortifying. Did you ever get up in the morning and look in the mirror and think, that can't be accurate? I did that the other day. That's why it hits me. Because I looked at in the mirror and I thought, no, that's not the way I look. It suddenly occurred to me that, yeah, I am getting older. And that is what's happening. Lisa says, yes, the winter biscuit is coming. I knew it. I kind of figured that out. So those are some of the cute little jokes that I found out from my friend. There's a few more. I'll save them till next time because I can't tell too many jokes at one time. In fact, telling jokes is not one of my fortes. I don't know about you guys. My partner Richard loves telling jokes, and he has a build-up, and he tells all the right preamble, and then he does the big punchline, and everybody laughs. I just can't do it. It just feels like such a setup to me, which it is. But apparently he does a good job of it when he really works on it. So I have a few more designs that I want to show you, and that's because I was going to show them to you from last week. And those ones were actually added to last week's patterns that I was going to show you. So bear with me because this is a stitch along Friday from Victoria Sampler. So I always make sure that we have some extra models to show you because in real life models look so much different than they do on the pattern. You also can't tell all the time whether the pattern, the picture on the pattern, is it like what size would it be? You can kind of go inside and check it out to see what size. But in real life, you wouldn't notice that this pattern, which is Kathy Jean's gorgeous little pattern. It is called Love Like You'll Never Be Hurt. It's one of the phrases in a little stanza that she developed 4 different patterns for, and this is one of the ones that I love the most. 2 little sheep, love like you'll never be hurt. And her beautiful flowers and all of the attention to detail that she put in her, let's face it, they're more folk art type of designs, and also they're not miniature like mine are. So there are just such a difference in our usual lineup that I think it really makes a difference to see these in person. Because this is big. I mean, look at it. I'm standing right beside it, or rather, it's standing right beside me. And that's how big the frame is and the piece itself. So have another look at this one. It really is lovely. It's going back to Kathy, actually, very soon. So we won't have those models anymore. They have to be given back. They are hers. Okay. I know that there were... they're over there. Sorry. Kathy's other patterns were over there, and I'll show them to you as soon as I can next week. No, it may not be next week, but the week after. Those of you who have just joined, you have to understand that I may not be here next week because I'm going for a tiny holiday. Richard and I are heading to Seattle, and we're going to stay overnight, about, I think, 3 nights in Kirkland, which I don't know anything about Seattle, so hopefully that's a pleasant place. In an air-conditioned place, thank goodness for that. It took me literally 4 hours to decide what Airbnb to pick. I just can't make up my mind. I mean, there's so many listings, and then you look at this and you think, oh, well, that has air conditioning, but there's no parking. And oh, that one doesn't have this or that or the other thing. And, you know, you need to have all of the things that you would make you comfortable, because Airbnb is no longer inexpensive like it used to be. It's just as expensive, if not more so, with the cleaning fees and everything than a hotel is. So I was really lucky. I found a nice place, and it's a whole house. So, yay. This is one of the books that I actually enjoy reading. As you can tell, I've still got my my bookmark in here. I think I may have shown this to you at one point. It's called Plain and Fancy, and I'm pretty sure I did show it, but even if I did, it bears repeating. And the reason that it bears repeating is because the majority of the people that come here that join my Stitch Along Friday live stream are from the US. So this one is about American women and their needlework. And look at that, from 1650 to 1850. So this is the earliest. Unfortunately, the plates or the pictures inside are not all color, which is too bad. This one is in color, but they're not all in color, as you can see. So it gives you details, some color plates, and some black and white, majority black and white, unfortunately. But the detail, the history, it is a really well-written and researched book. So if you're interested at all in American women and their needlework, as it says, get Plain and Fancy by Susan Burroughs Swan. That's her book. It's an older book, but still extremely well-researched. I believe she was a museum curator. Let's see. Okay, but the needlework collection was from the Winterthur Museum, and she has done a study on these. As she said, it's a thorough, it says on the back, it's a thorough and thoughtful survey of 200 years of American needlework, from the second half of the 17th century into the Victorian era. More than a catalog of embroidery forms, the text explores the social history. See, I'm always interested in the real people who created this wonderful needlework, which was their primary and most acceptable creative outlet. We all know that part, but I love reading about the people themselves and where they came from, what they were doing this for, and what did they hope to gain by learning and performing such beautiful creative samplers. I am not noticing any further comments, which is very good, because I must be extremely interesting. But I sometimes look and I say, oh, there's nobody there. Okay, that doesn't mean you're not listening. It just basically means that I'm occupying your attention enough that you don't really have anything more to ask, which I do kind of appreciate. Thank you. There are 4 birthday bell pulls. I got lost there for a second. Thanks, Sue. I did kind of want to make sure that people were there. Thank you, Dawn, Loretta, and Sue, and Karen. Thank you, all 3 of you. I appreciate that, and at least I know you're there. December is there, and November. These ones actually are coming up, right? And that's the reason that I'm showing them, is because these lovely, lovely little bell pulls are taken from the birthday needle roll patterns, but they're made into much narrower, smaller, and therefore take much less time patterns. And these 4 are in one of the birthday bell pull patterns, and it would be the 4th one, but that's how you look it up, birthday bell pulls. That's October with Calendula. I love that name. For some reason, there was a time when I didn't know what those little yellow flowers that spring up through the pavement sometimes around here were called. And then someone said, oh, those are Calendula. And then I find out it's an October flower, which I didn't know. November, so that you can see it a little better. I don't know why I wrote mum in there. Oh, yeah, chrysanthemums. But it was to do with somebody's mother. And then finally, December, which is the narcissus flower. I have to say, I don't think I like this pattern so much on this background. I find that the background and the flower kind of blend into one another a little bit. It was the fabric that I had for other flowers too, so I thought it would work, but it didn't. I would recommend highly that you use a darker, maybe a darker green or a darker blue would be really interesting. Certainly a darker color, and I would love to see this with on a really dark color, like a smoky pearl or something like that, because then all that white will stand out much, much, much more. These 4 are in one pattern, and they are called birthday bell pulls. Okay. Okay. And then I have, let's see, 1, 2, I think I have about 3 more sets of models. There's quite a few, I have to say. One of the big ones that I absolutely love, and we're getting into Christmas and autumn patterns now. These 2, actually, I've shown this Thanksgiving one lots of times in the last little while for some reason. And the reason I'm showing it again now is because these 2 are actually, oh, I got them upside down. Sorry. These 2 are mates. They are exactly the same size and done for the same purpose even. They were done for Sue Donnelly's Citrus Hideaway retreats, each one of them. And when this one became, no, this one was the first one, I think, Mystic Needlework. I'm pretty sure this one, Mystic Christmas Sampler, I've forgotten exactly what it's called, but this one was Mystic, and this one's called Thanksgiving. And I have to say, thank you, Lynn Burton. I have to say that I loved this series. It's become a series because there's 2 of them, but there should be more. And because these are big holidays, I thought, well, I can't do any more than this for the big holidays. But I think I've missed out on one, which would be Halloween. I did do a Halloween trick-or-treat sampler, but the main thing that I'm trying to get at today is that this does lend itself to doing yet another pattern, much the same as either one of these. And they were also finished very similarly. Lisa did an amazing job finishing these. I'm trying to get them so you can see the entire piece in one. And it looks to me like they're exactly the same size, but they're not the same pattern at all. Like, they have completely different ideas, except of course they're about our biggest holidays. And I think I should put Halloween one, and what's another one that I can do? I've done a Christmas one and a Thanksgiving. There's Halloween. I expect that some of you would want to have an Easter thing, but there are other holidays too. So give me some ideas. What other holidays would be good with that kind of format? I mean, it's huge, right? There's a lot of detail in it. So Loretta says you could also do an Easter one. I think you're absolutely right. I'm not sure how many people like Easter, but I have noticed that Easter doesn't actually appeal to as many people to stitch for. Like, people will celebrate and get, chocolate eggs and have Easter egg hunts, etc. But the religious part of Easter, which is what I would actually lean towards in this case, can be very particular. Certain people will like it and many people might not. So because it's mainly, historically anyway, Easter is more a religious festival, I tend to maybe stay away from that. But I like your idea, Loretta, of could be spring. That's a really good idea. And also, Patricia, I like July 1st. July 1st would be my little Canadian one. And July 1st can be also just a patriotic one for wherever you live. That would be a little tough, but it could be done if the flag colors can be changed, within the pattern, because everyone in the world has some kind of patriotic time when they have a national holiday that's really dedicated to their country. And I wonder if there are enough similarities that I can just maybe create, a picnic where everyone is having their national holiday, or a parade. That might be an idea. Margaret says, these are gorgeous. I love the bigger pieces, probably because I'm so used to my other large projects that I've done. Yeah, and I love big pieces and small pieces. And of course, from my point of view, I have to be careful what I'm working on because I won't be stitching as much in the next little while. But I kind of like that format. It's just great. Lisa, I'm sorry. Can you try and refresh your screen and see if you can get back on. I mean, it's a possibility, so try it anyway, and I'm sorry about the echo as well. Is everyone else getting an echo again? Oh, I hope not. Okay, Lisa, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I fully understand. Can't do much about the echo, I don't think, but I shall look this up before I do the next stitch along Friday, which will not be next week maybe. Next week I may be in Seattle. There's going to be 2 more patterns. One of them, this one is actually more complicated. So this one is called Noel. And it does have a cute little Noel bell pull, which was my first, the first part of this whole pattern series, was this adorable and simple little Noel bell pull, which you can hang up anywhere, give to anyone. It is kind of a lovely way to announce it's Christmas, and it goes in anybody's decor. Then I thought, well, goodness, Noel can also be a number of ornaments. So you have the letters in the middle, and I actually do have all of the ornaments right here, finished beautifully, as always. There they all are. And they are not too big, so they would fit in a larger tree. And finally, this was the piece de resistance, but not too many people did it because the tray itself comes from Sudbury, and you may need to buy the tray in order to make, well, you will need to if you want to finish it as a tray. It does come with glass, so you can use this as a tea tray. And the Noel part of things, the Noel design, as you can see, has thousands, no, maybe hundreds of Greek crosses all the way across as a border around the word Noel. So this is really quite lovely, but it will take you time to do it, that's for sure. Anybody who loves heart hanger, though, that wouldn't take you very long at all. You just get used to how to do the Greek crosses so that they all stick together. And what I would probably do is I would do all the tops of all the Greek crosses all the way around, and then I do all the bottoms of all the Greek crosses, and that way you don't have to go around each one, which I've never really liked doing, even with my Algerian eyelets. I do all the top stitches and then all the bottom stitches of Algerian eyelets, which are round, and you can just split it in half and then just start stitching into the middle and then leave the last one and go to the next one and start stitching just around the tops, and then come back and do all the bottoms. Many of you have seen me do that, and I've shown you this many times, but some of you may not have, and so I can just let you know. Okay, so this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts to it. And I think it's called Christmas Poinsettia, if I'm not mistaken. Well, because that's what I put at the top of this lovely little panel. This is a cute little sampler called Christmas Poinsettia, and I've done them in pink because I happen to like pink poinsettia as opposed to big red ones, but you can change the colors of this quite easily and make it quite red, with some orange highlights or some deep orange highlights. This one would look adorable either way. So the Christmas Poinsettia Sampler came first, and here it is again as a needle roll, which is the same pattern. Then I took out a little piece and made it into the cutest little framed piece. Now this frame I found at Michael's at some point. It just was the right size and the right type of frame, which I really liked. Then put some of the little pieces into a sachet. So again, you can take a pattern like the Christmas Poinsettia, take parts out and create your own pieces. And you may do some of those, or you may just do parts of this. This is an Altoid tin. At one point that was really popular, is to decorate the top of an Altoid tin. And finally, of course, there is the little ornament with a lovely border around it of pearl cotton. Yeah, Elizabeth, you didn't miss us. We were camping at the beach last Friday. I'm so happy you're back, and hopefully, how is the stitching mojo coming along? Is it still receding, or is it coming towards you, and are you welcoming it? Thanks, Lisa. A little echo, but not bad. I just wonder why we're getting this echo at all. I expect, Margaret, I think that, like you said, a bit of an echo, and yeah, it has some streaming issues, I guess. I'm going to have to go into Facebook and see what is going on. And I also have streaming software, so it could be in the software itself. I will do something about it before the next time that I see you. Hopefully that won't be too long. It's interesting. Karen doesn't have an echo at all. It's just really difficult. And Sue says the echo is still slight. Patricia, read out, you don't have one. And Loretta says, not like last week, which is really good. Thank you. And Milady, yes, thank you. Echo. Okay. Hello, Milady. Oh, sorry. That's interesting that there are, of course, various different experiences with the echo. I'm wondering if Margaret says it could be the streaming software itself, not Facebook, but the streaming software. I will check that, upgrade it, see if I can make it better. Elizabeth says, sadly, I think I need to stitch with people to stitch. No echo on my end, thank you. Okay, so we need to get you to one of the newer retreats. I think Stitcher's Hideaway has one. And maybe Sue can let us know what Jen has in store for Stitcher's Hideaway, because there is one, I think, in October, and you could work towards that. And I think it may still be in New Hampshire, so that would be fairly close for you. Anyway, there's my thought, and stitching with people is a good idea. So you can also do the stitch along, which, believe it or not, I have the latest stitch along pattern as well. At first it was a mystery, but I don't think it's a mystery any longer because, you know, every time I do another part of this sampler, which is going to last till December, I'm giving you a little section at a time, and then a little section of that section as well. So we've just finished this week. We will have finished July. So this is Tuesday, because last week was Monday. If you don't want to use the words Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, etc., use other words. Don't follow this if you don't feel like it. Seriously, you can use other words. You can put in it, this is my cat. You can put different, if you've had various different cats, it would be kind of fun, because you're going to have 7. It would be kind of fun to have them in your cat's particular colors, and you can put their names underneath, or you can put their birthdays there. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things you can do with this pattern, other than calling it Monday, Tuesday, etc. This is the beginning, this is the first 2 sections. This was done in June, and all this piece now is done in July. And of course, there's going to be another section here, which starts with a little lacy band as above, and that will be the lacy band. You'll see that in the next pattern. But in the meantime, this is how it's going to end up looking. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, and probably a half over to the next one, and then 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is going to be either a long skinny sampler, or some people may have done them across. I just don't know what you've done, or done them singly, so you only want to do 1 or 2. That's your choice. Some of these are very, very cute. Some of these scenes are very cute, and I'm sure that you're going to enjoy doing each and every one of them if you're participating. So, thank you very much, Sue Donnelly. There's a spooky retreat coming up. Public House, oh cool, in Massachusetts, in Sturbridge, October 24th, and registration is open. Thank you very much for posting that. And I remember that picture. I don't think I was there then, but boy, is that ever the funniest picture of everyone looking like frogs, because you brought frog masks for everyone. Hilarious. Katrina Middleton, thank you. That's a very good idea. The 4th of July. The unfortunate thing is, from my point of view, I am not an American, so the 4th of July doesn't seem like the right thing for me to create a sampler around. I know, I've just been picky that way. I can't pretend to be an American and have the same patriotic feelings about the United States, but I can have nationalistic feelings about any country and have those interpreted in a sampler. So it might not be the 4th, but you might interpret my next idea into your own 4th of July feeling. Karen Krause, thank you for making my Friday too, for saying that. Thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend as well. I have to admit, I think you're leaving, which is just perfectly fine. But I'm not quite done yet. I'm getting there though, definitely. So thank you very much to go. Oh, Lisa's also saying time to go. Maybe I should go too. Everyone's going. That's fine. Oh, you all know that I show the stitch along Friday stitch along pattern, and then you think, okay, then she's going to go. That probably is absolutely the way that I've done things. And there is nothing left to show. So thank you for your suggestion. I have to laugh. I'm taking the hint, and I really hope that you all have a great weekend. Please do not suffer too much in the heat if you can. Make sure you take plenty of cold showers if it's very hot in your area, or go outdoors and see if you can find another place that's air conditioned, which sometimes helps. Take care of yourselves, and hope to see you next week, but I can't promise exactly, so watch for an announcement. I should be able to announce it to the group by Thursday to see if I'm going to be available or not. Okay, if I'm hot to trot and I really want to be there, I will, but most likely I won't be there until the next weekend, Friday, as I'm going to Seattle next week for a little mini holiday, a tiny holiday before I go away to get my operation at the beginning of August. And as soon as I have my bunion operation, I'll be laying low, and I'll probably be here every weekend. So I'll be in the house healing. Margaret, any word on the spindle? To tell you the truth, I did get word from our woodworker, and when I asked him to pin him down for the price and the dates, he hasn't replied yet. And I think the reason is because he is, number one, very busy, and number two, in France, they are having some really major heat. And also south of France, there's all these fires. I'm not sure. He is Italian, so I'm not sure how things are for them down there, but I understand that things are not easy, and if I hear, as soon as I hear from him, I will be letting you know. And he didn't say no, so I'm hoping for the best. Cross our fingers. I'm still here, she says. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much, Loretta. I appreciate you. And Sue, I have a Minions pincushion. Okay. So that means I have to come. Have you got another one? I may need one. That's funny. Congratulations for getting one of those. That's very special. I hope you all have a great weekend. And of course, have a wonderful week ahead. Hope you have a great weekend, and see you next time. Bye-bye.